Top of the morning to you. Happy St. Patrick's Week to everybody watching us online and also live in the sanctuary here this morning. Welcome to everybody. This is that which takes place in between the before and the after. This is the interlude. Oh my, do we have so much going on this morning to celebrate the upcoming St. Patrick's Day here in worship at La Casa de Cristo. This is what we're doing this weekend. Everybody on their way in gets one of these stickers. Everybody gets a chocolate shamrock coin. Even our church fountain is dyed green this morning. We have this beautiful shamrock here designed and built by Monty Scudder. And to top it all off, we have some amazing music this morning. And that's what we want to get a taste of in this morning's interlude. So joining us today, we have a few special guests. I'm going to start over on the far side here with Chelsea. Chelsea is coming in for us today, not only to play some of her instruments, but she also does an amazing jig for us this morning. So let's go on over here to Chelsea. Good morning to you, Chelsea.
Good morning.
So good to have you here. How do you know Jennifer, by the way?
A few years ago, I actually did a talk with Debbie Hudson about Irish music, and so she kind of hit me up to play some more Irish music because I just do it all the time. So.
Perfect. And now you're here to help us celebrate this great Irish weekend that we're having. So thank you so much. So you're playing some amazing instruments this morning in worship. The music is absolutely beautiful. Thank you for that. And we'd like to get a little bit of background on these instruments. I see some people coming in for the next worship service. You're going to get a little taste of the music ahead of time here. So Chelsea, share with us what these instruments are and just a little bit about their background and any of the history of the instrument.
Of course. So my main instrument that I play... Awesome. Thank you. My main instrument that I play is the tin whistle. That's this. It has a couple names, so maybe you've heard it Irish whistle or penny whistle. Some people say that people would busk on the side of the road and they'd play Irish tunes and people would throw pennies at them. Other people have said, well, it was really cheap to produce them, and so they probably costed like a penny to make. They were made out of tin, most likely. Mine is a brass one, so it sounds a little bit more smooth, buttery, really warm tone to it. And it just kind of came about in Ireland and Scotland as an instrument that the common people could play and that anyone could have access to it. And that's kind of similar nowadays. I think a lot more music programs use like recorders in their music programs. I like to use whistle in my classes, but
that's great. And you answered one of my questions about the name of the penny whistle.
Yeah.
Maybe just cheaply made. That's so great. Can I hold this drum right here for a second? And I would like, if it's okay with you, for you to play a little bit on the whistle for us. Wow, fantastic, right? Very good. And we're going to hear more of that in worship just coming up here. Thank you so much. Now tell us about this instrument.
Right. This is an Irish bowron. So it's a frame drum. So as you can see, there is sometimes like a T-bar in the back so you can hold it. And then usually there's a type of skin that's pressed against it. So this one I think has goat skin. And it was introduced a little bit later. It was made popular, if you've heard of like the Chieftains or Lunasa, Fluke. There's a lot of Irish bands that made it popular by including it. But it's also an instrument that could be cheaply made, and people were already using it. Like there was a tambourine that they already had, and so they just take obviously the rings off of the outside. And it was also used probably in the field, probably like kind of like a bucket to for shaft. They would use that like in the fields and stuff. So it's also another cheap instrument that has been added. Obviously, it's a percussion instrument, so it adds a lot of really cool sounds to it, the music and that sort of thing. So.
And you'll play a little bit of that for us here?
Sure, yeah.
Wow, very good. Very good. It's so fun to have these different instruments. We don't always get these kind of instruments, so thank you so much. Now, did somebody teach you how to play these, or are you self-taught?
Yeah, I had an Irish teacher in college, and she taught a Irish ensemble. So she played whistle, and then she also played bowron. And I was already a flute player, so it was a very easy transfer to the whistle. And then I studied in Cork, Ireland for a semester.
Oh, wow.
So I learned the whistle, the flute, the bowron, and the uilleann pipes, which, if you've heard of the Scotland pipes, it's a version of that, but it doesn't use like air from your mouth. It actually uses a pumping bag, and you would use your elbow to pump it. And the word uilleann in Gaelic means elbow, and so you would be pushing the air through to create the music. So I learned a couple of those instruments.
That is so interesting. We're getting the real deal here. This is genuine music straight from Ireland, trained in Ireland. This is fantastic. Chelsea, you're a blessing to us. Thank you for being here this morning. For those of you coming in for the 9:15 worship service, we're going to hear more music from Chelsea. Will you give her a round of applause? Thank you, Chelsea. And of course, we have Dr. Peterman, Jeremy Patrick Peterman, with us this morning. Jeremy, you and Jennifer were playing some different instruments here too. Can you share with us what these are?
Yes, these are my two mountain dulcimers. Who doesn't have two mountain dulcimers at home? I'm not sure what it is about these instruments, but two of my friends, when they were moving back to the Midwest or to North Carolina, they said, "Here, please take my dulcimers." So I've ended up with two dulcimers now. And this one was already finished, but this one was part of a kit. He was a woodworker, and I finished this one myself here. Yeah, you can pick it up. I put the stain on it, the pegs, and all the strings, everything. I had to finish a lot of the woodwork, the fine tuning of it. And so I'm pretty proud about this one. I love a project. So this was one of my first pandemic projects, and you're going to learn about more of my woodworking projects over the course of the pandemic here in a few months. But I thought these would be a lot of fun to play in our opening hymn. They're nothing to do with Ireland, but you can use your imagination. And they're tuned D-A-D. Both of them have the same tuning, so you can play bass notes and a little bit of melody if you want to.
Now I see a pick here. Do people usually use a pick, or do they use their fingers, or a little bit of both?
I've been playing the dulcimer for about 3 minutes now. It's more I put them together, so I'm happy about that. Yes, you strum. I believe you actually are supposed to strum towards you, and then continue. So Jennifer and I will be playing just open fifths. It's going to sound like this morning. And this one over here, you actually should have a harness around you. Otherwise, if you're actually playing melody, the instrument is going to go flying off of your lap. So since I had a harness put on, or a strap, I guess, I'm going to use it today just for the fun of it.
Dr. Peterman, thank you so much for bringing this great music in. You and Jennifer have really added to our St. Patrick's Week celebration this weekend in worship. If you're joining us online for the Interlude, stay tuned. We're about to begin the 9:15 worship service, and you're going to hear some amazing music. So thank you to both of you. Thank you to all of our musicians. Thank you for joining us online. This has been the Interlude.